Hey, Cooter! Joe! Check this out. There's Anywhere But Here, man, on this here podcast.
Oh, I like me some podcasts, man.
What y'all talking about?
We're talking about Anywhere But Here.
What's Anywhere But Here? Anywhere But Here in Mississippi?
No, man, Anywhere But Here over in England.
Hey, we ain't in England.
I know, but that's where the England's from.
What?
Hey, Cletus, remember when we went and saw that movie about the wars in the stars and they had like lightsabers and stuff like that? Well, these people here talk about things we like.
Really?
I guarantee.
Well, hot diggity damn. What we waiting for?
Anywhere But Here podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Anywhere But Here. This is episode number 92. I am Tom.
And I'm Ant.
And you can find us at abhpod.com, where it's coming up to Christmas, so we need your help again this year so that we can continue to pay for our online hosting, which will keep us going and it will keep you guys entertained at least once a week for the next year.
Once a month. No, once a week. We are good. People enjoy us. We're just too self-deprecating,
we are.
Aren't we? I think that's one of our downfalls.
Sometimes.
It was always a downfall in the past.
Yeah, true. But yeah, on the website, up in the top right-hand corner, you can find the Amazon banner where you go through into amazon.co.uk. Very important to note. So if you're overseas, you might have to wait a little bit longer for your stuff.
Yeah.
But you go through to .co.uk, you do your shopping as normal, all your stuff gets sent out, and when it gets sent out, we get 5% of what you've spent, which
we do.
Adds up.
Which paid for our hosting last year, and it's almost paid for our hosting this year.
Yeah, so we really need your support again this year, guys. And
also, importantly, if Amazon doesn't pay off, hopefully, our t-shirts will.
This is very true.
They are now available. Yes. If you go to abhpod.com, they are sticky. They are the front page. They are top posts, always on the webpage at the minute. It's just picture of two t-shirts.
Yeah, black or
one
red.
t-shirt, two different colours.
Yeah.
Black or red. We went for black because, people don't like colour all the time.
No, some people prefer the lack of colour.
In a clothing sense.
Yeah, we don't see colour.
We don't see colour.
But so some of our listeners do, and they prefer it black.
Yes. So they are there. Important to note as well is if you haven't got the money now, it doesn't matter. You won't get charged for the t-shirt.
This is a good point, which we haven't really raised.
No, you won't get charged for the t-shirt until the campaign is successful.
Yes.
Or it's ended even.
Yeah.
Which is in 22 days. No, 16th of November.
Okay.
So you've got time. If you're unsure, you can order it. You can cancel it if you want. We've sold 2 so far. So.
Yep.
Good job.
I've still got to get mine, so one of them isn't one of us.
One of them isn't one of us.
One is well done, whoever you are.
In the UK, you're in the UK. We know
you're here.
We can track you. Big Brother is watching you. So
we've got another 8 more. Well, after I've bought mine, 7 more.
We need to sell another.
We need to sell 7 more, so that people can actually get their shirt. And as you can see, at least one person wants one.
Yeah.
So if
do it for them,
seven very unselfish people out there went for the t-shirt, even if they didn't want it, you could buy it for someone else. It's all free advertisement for us at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is. That's kind of why we're doing it.
But also, one person wants it.
Yeah.
That isn't us. So please, 7 of you,
go and buy a t-shirt. If you're in the UK, they are £9.99 plus £2.75 shipping. It is. So like 13 quid. You get yourself a nice t-shirt.
Exactly.
We would have made it cheaper, except we didn't want to set our hopes too high on how many we would sell.
Yeah.
We wanted to be a bit more realistic about it because, some people don't want t-shirts.
No, it's true.
In the US, I think it is just over $20. So it's like $20.60 odd cents.
That sounds a lot, but then you take it,
But, yeah, it's, Jake said he wanted to spend between 15 and 20, but I expect it to be much more. It's not. It's like 60 odd cents more.
Yeah.
Like when I checked.
Yeah.
So I think that it's like 13. Oh, what was it? It was like $16 for the t-shirt, and then like
however much for the
I don't know what it worked out at, but. You're not going to spend much more than that.
True.
So, come the whatever of November. 16th of November, your t-shirt will be shipped. It's printed on demand. So it will always have your size. You don't have to worry about that.
That's true.
They'll print it in the colour you want. We only have to sell 10 between the 2 colours. It doesn't have to be 10 of each colour.
Of each colour, no.
It's 10 total.
Yeah. Yeah.
They will just pick the blank t-shirt off the shelf and print it in. I mean, we could have offered like ladies' vests and
all things like that, but then that would require us to sell 10 of those as well, I imagine.
Well, no, just 10 total.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Cumulative.
Right. Maybe we should have.
maybe next
I don't
time
know
if
what the
there's a next
makeup of
time.
our audience is. I haven't looked for a
Exactly.
long time.
T-shirts are always easy, and
Yeah.
women can just wear them to bed.
It's true. Yeah.
So please go and buy a T-shirt. I've got mine on order. I really do want it. I want a T-shirt with me on it.
Yeah.
And at a reasonable price as well. I'm quite happy to spend that much on a T-shirt.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
You usually spend like 20-25 quid in a shop.
Yeah, for something with a print
T-shirt,
on it. Yeah. For a name brand. And
it's
this
nice
is
and simple as well, so it's not
in your face.
and it's got the hashtag PodPals on it.
Yeah. So really, it's advertising all the other pod pals as well. That's just an extra
Help
little
us
incentive.
to advertise you.
Help us to help you.
Yeah.
Help us to help you.
So yeah, you won't get charged until the 16th of November. So there you go. You don't have to worry about that much. And
Yes.
the shipping, I mean, I don't know. It's like 4 weeks for the UK. It'll probably be a little bit more for the US.
You'll get it for Christmas.
You will get it before Christmas.
Yes, that is
Touch
that
wood.
is an anywhere but here
That
promise.
is not a promise. I'm not promising that. Like you said in the last episode, they like to sue people. I didn't get my T-shirt. You lied to me. I want my money back.
That's true. Yeah, let's not have any cancelled orders.
So yeah, that will go to help pay for the hosting, and anything above the hosting, we will upgrade some equipment if we need to. We might get another mic, pop shield,
Yep.
better stands.
Yeah.
Stands for the pod, crane
Yes.
for the pod.
Yeah, they're all on my my Amazon wish list.
Get
for the
Wi-Fi
Christmas this
extenders
year.
that we can plug into your plug socket so we can
Yeah.
get better signal down
Yeah.
at the pod. You know, stuff like that. It all helps. Yeah, and if you've got any comments about the T-shirts or anything, you can contact us on Facebook, facebook.com/ABHpod.
Or at Twitter at ABHpod.
It is true. Or email abhpod@gmail.com for long form anonymous contacts. Let us know if you want to remain anonymous or not in the email.
Yes,
Otherwise,
indeed.
we will just take it as given and read your name out.
Yeah. Other ways to find us. We're on YouTube. youtube.com/ABHpodcast.
Yes, we're back this week.
We're back, yeah, after a lengthy hiatus on the
2
video.
weeks without
Yeah,
a video.
I know.
I feel really
shocking,
bad.
shocking.
Some people like the videos.
Yeah,
commented
Robbie
the other
likes the
day
video.
saying, "Oh, it's fun to watch you on YouTube."
Yeah.
And that was after we'd done the episode, so we couldn't do anything about it. Also, important this week, we will have our normal video on Wednesday.
Yes.
And Friday being Halloween, we
Yeah.
did tease last week that we will have a
The
special
reason
video.
that our show was slightly shorter than usual last week is because we were doing a special video for the YouTube channel.
Yes, and that will be up on Friday.
Yes.
We were going to try and cut it down, but it is just too much fun.
Yeah.
It's too much
It's
fun
good.
to edit down, so it's
Yeah.
like 46 minutes, I believe.
Which sounds like a long time, but if you immerse yourself in it, it doesn't feel like any time at all. But
Yeah.
also, the punchline is worth...
The payoff is brilliant.
The payoff is worth the sitting through the
Even if
40
we
minutes.
do say so ourselves. you will understand. On Friday, you will understand. So make sure you go and subscribe, like Tom said, to youtube.com/ABH
Yes.
podcast. Subscribe to it if you've got a YouTube account. If you haven't, get a YouTube account. And go for email updates as well. So you will get an email when the video goes up.
Yes.
And just... if you've got a spare 45 minutes to an hour, just sit and watch it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Turn the lights off in the room
Yeah.
and join us.
Join us. It's great fun. It's something I wanted to do for a while, and I managed to get it done.
Yes.
And it's brilliant. It was good fun.
It was good fun.
So yeah, look out for that. And subscribe to us everywhere else as well. iTunes, Stitcher. Stitcher's just been brought out by another company.
Ooh. Does that mean anything?
It's Deezer, which is like one of the number one music streaming services online.
Okay.
So hopefully it still remains free,
Cool. We hope so.
and they can incorporate music and stuff into it. Oh, maybe they get a free PRS license. for us.
Hey, yeah, that'd be nice.
So yeah, but Stitcher, that doesn't affect you at all. Just, but yeah. So yeah, iTunes,
Podcast
Stitcher,
Land, go there
Podcast
and
Land.
vote us up and things
I said
because
that
it helps.
Yeah, it does indeed.
Yeah.
So do that.
We've had a bit of correspondence in the last week, quite a bit of correspondence actually.
Yeah.
Last week was the Ebola versus Josie Cunningham episode. Andrew from Weekly Geek Speak got in touch with us saying that he was listening to it on a bus full of coughing, icky people, and it started to make him go a little bit paranoid, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think he was listening that carefully then.
To which I said it was a public service. We were making him aware,
Yeah.
and that he should probably, I don't know.
Well, no,
Take care
the
out
way I
there.
look at it is I think he needs to listen a bit more intently to our podcast because we did specifically state it's not an airborne virus.
This is also
Although buses can be quite crowded.
yeah.
And you've got like
You just got to watch
spittle
out
and
for
things
spittle.
flying.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Very good
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
I will
All right.
apologise for that, Andrew. Well, no, because that's airborne. That is what airborne is, isn't it?
Well, it's been thrown through the air.
If the spittle gets on you,
Phlegm.
spittle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Here we go again. I heard on the radio that they've just announced, if that's the right term to use, the first case of Ebola in Australia.
Oh right.
A country that is nowhere near fucking anything.
Yeah.
Well, other than New Zealand. And they've got it.
Okay. Good-o.
I mean, we're getting worked up for nothing.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think. There's a lot of podcasts you listen to, and they're like, "Oh, fear mongering," and it's like we're not.
No.
We're not.
We're just anxious.
we do suffer anxiety. We're not fear mongering. We're not saying everybody should panic.
No,
about
not
it
at all.
Because you shouldn't.
No.
There's no reason to panic.
No. There's nothing panic.
Where's the hand sanitizer?
There's nothing panic-inducing about bleeding from all your orifices and having your internal organs liquidated at all.
I'm sure it's not painful at all in the slightest.
No.
So, anyhow.
Oh dear. Yeah, Steve from Drunk Geeks was questioning why Liz irons t-shirts.
Because you don't like to wear creased clothes.
I
noticed your t-shirt isn't creased.
No, I know, but I don't iron it either. I hang
Maybe
it.
it's the material, because I wear quite heavy t-shirt, thick material. So.
Whereas I obviously like to show my pecs.
Yeah.
/ moobs.
I've been gymming. Going to the gym all day. Yeah, I mean...
He said that he irons his pants sometimes.
I imagine he means trousers.
I think he does, yeah. He also ironed my trousers if it's date night.
Yeah. It would be like...
I've known some people to iron underwear before. And
people
socks.
like socks. I don't get socks.
Yeah, my mum used to do that.
I don't get like boxer briefs.
Who's seeing them?
And to be honest, like with Steve's, I would assume trousers, because I would be worried if he ironed his underwear and not his trousers. It's not his t-shirts. That's a bit strange.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, Liz irons t-shirts. Like, there's been several times I've just picked a t-shirt out of the pile, put it on, and she went, "You're going to iron that?" Because it does get creased, because we use a tumble dryer.
Yeah, see, we don't use a tumble dryer. We just
fold.
let it hang dry, and that's why it doesn't crease.
We haven't got a lot of space for that.
No, I mean we have some,
Yeah,
but not
anyway.
really. Whatever.
Let's talk about the intricacies
sorry. What are we doing?
laundry.
Robbie Palanco has been consistently reminding us that we're one step closer to 100.
Yeah, thanks. For
So
that,
he's expecting something big. Let's give him something big.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something in the pipeline.
I did have a thought about it the other day.
Okay, good. No, I was trying to make out that we actually had something concrete.
Yeah, I've had another thought.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We'll add to the original thought.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Get ready for episode 100 in only 8 weeks.
It's going to be massive.
Oh dear. Who else? Enthusiasm Paul, of course. Our
Brilliant.
mate Cornwall Paul.
Cornwall Paul.
Which we might start
you're
calling
now
him
Kristen
from now
Cornwall Paul, by the way, mate. Sorry.
He wants a black t-shirt.
Serves you right.
We've both donated to his appeal.
Yeah, Sober for October. He's doing Sober for October. We'll
Yep.
have to tweet out the link, actually.
Yeah.
Or if you go to his Twitter feed, which is Enthusiasm Paul, the non-word. If you go to his Twitter, he made it up. There will be a link there somewhere to donate. He's doing not drinking for all of October at all.
Yeah.
And we have donated to him. So you go donate if you believe in that.
Yeah, go for it. He said he's not that passionate about Final Fantasy. He's more passionate about fucking with us.
Yeah, it's fine.
Which is fine. I said to him, we love you for it.
It's content creating, isn't it?
Yeah, precisely. He said, good call on black teas. You definitely got a sale from me now. Red's not my colour.
Yeah.
So maybe it was Paul. Maybe Paul has bought the...
No, because it's a red t-shirt. That's been brought.
Right, okay.
Unless he went for the red instead. Oh, there's
Hey.
another one. On the subject of Sober for October, actually, this is the thing I said I might bring up if it comes up, and it has. My mum's cousin... Yeah, she's married to his cousin. This is her cousin's wife, but I don't want to go all sort of mum's cousin's wife.
That's dogs.
Yeah.
Parrot.
So she's actually just released a book because she had issues with alcoholism.
Oh, right.
Which kind of fits with the Sober for October. Kind of. She had issues with alcoholism, and she actually has written a book with another lady. And they've just released it. It's on the Kindle. It's called Confronting the Bottle. So if you could go and download that and just give it a read, it's a nice quick read.
Okay.
And it's all about her battle with, from when she's young, she started drinking, and as she gets worse and worse and worse, and then it'll I haven't quite finished it yet, and it will lead into her recovery period and what she's doing now. She's actually doing a lot of work with sobriety charities and things like that, and it's really good. And she's got a Facebook page which is Confronting Life Without the Bottle. See how it works? The bottle's about the alcoholism, confronting the bottle. Now she's sober, confronting life without the bottle.
I see.
So she's called Emma Bushen. Search for that in Kindle store and it'll come up, and the paperback will be out in a few weeks, hopefully. So, and she's quite high. She's like in the top 5 on the alcohol and drug abuse Kindle charts. So
Nice. Cool.
go support her, please.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Good cause. Good cause.
Yeah.
We're all full of good causes today. We're hawking all sorts of stuff today. It's coming up to Christmas though, the gift giving,
money.
the ultimate gift giving period.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ian from Ridgecast sent a shot across the bow.
Yeah, I'm starting to kind of. I think we should have him on at some point.
Yeah, so do I, to explain his actions.
Yeah, it's another dig at us.
Because they just reached their
After saying
69th.
we're unoriginal.
Yeah. And taking on the Queen. Does he not know I've got "Long Live the Queen" tattooed on my chest?
Yeah. Because we're royalists.
Yeah, it's not that.
No, we're not royalists.
But I actually do.
I'm not angry at the royal family.
No.
But I'm not a royalist either.
But yeah, so that is their 69th episode. Jake kind of teased the 69 dude thing, and he was like, "No, that's childish."
Why would you do that?
Yeah. So
And Jake was like, "Well, it's more because ABH did it that I didn't do it."
Yeah.
So fucking true colours, eh?
True colours. So I said. So I reprimanded him about being childish, and so he shot back, "I know you are, but what am I?"
Yeah.
So I called him a poo-poo head.
It's all very grown up.
I know. Twitter's a fun place to be. You should follow us. Dave, also from down in Cornwall,
Yes.
was talking to me about Age of Ultron, because the trailer came out.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I love how they're using all the Disney
Pinocchio
licensing.
Yeah. That was good, I thought.
that was a good.
The creepy Pinocchio singing.
I hope Ultron doesn't do
Say
the lyrics
those,
in the film.
Yeah, I think
it's
that
fine for the trailer.
I would hope it's just for the trailer. There are no
because I
strings
don't
on.
want to be watching Avengers and go, "Oh, Disney."
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
they
want to
should
do
keep
that.
it to the advertising only, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So James Spader is perfectly cast.
That's pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah.
isn't it?
The only thing that I don't quite like about the Ultron design is that his lips move, and so do his eyebrows. Why does he need articulated eyebrows?
And his lips don't move. It's not like a jaw, like a puppet.
No.
It's actual like curving.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
making shapes.
it makes shapes, and that's.
But what material is he made from?
Well, I don't know. He's made from bits of Iron Man suits.
And Iron Man's don't.
No, exactly. To me, it's not necessary, but I understand that they're trying to give him emotions so that you can take a cue.
But based on the voice,
But the voice
you
alone-
don't need emotion.
No, because James Spader's voice is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Very creepy.
Yeah.
But it does look really cool.
Yes,
It does look cool. And
I missed the fact that Andy Serkis is in it. Ian, our
Yeah.
mate Ian, last night said about it, and apparently he plays a character that is a villain in Black Panther.
Well, I saw
something.
somebody said about Andy Serkis being just in one shot. What are you doing there? And somebody said it's rumored he is this. So whether he is or not, we don't know. And I'm not that deep into Avengers mythology,
Yeah.
or not mythology, Avengers
Lore.
stuff.
Yeah.
I like stuff, Avengers stuff. So I don't know a lot about Ultron, to be fair, either. So
Right. Oh, okay.
I know he's
See, the Ultron thing
I know
is
he's a
slightly off from the proper origin,
because isn't
because Ant-Man
yeah.
was supposed to have created him,
but
but
they
obviously
make-
Ant-Man comes next after.
But will Avengers: Age of Ultron have introduction to Ant-Man?
I don't know.
And then you get the Ant-Man film after.
Quite possibly.
So maybe it is it Pym?
Yeah.
Pym? Yeah.
It's Pym.
Yeah, I know. So will he make an appearance?
Maybe.
Although,
Paul,
well, no, it's not Pym. It's
Paul Rudd.
yeah, but it's
the other one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I believe.
Not Hank. It's whatever.
So which one? Yeah. So I
Yeah,
think
will Michael
Age of
Douglas turn up in it, or will Paul Rudd turn
Ultron,
up in it?
yeah,
That's
basically.
what
So who are they going with Iron Man created?
Yes.
They are
Because he's
doing that,
parts of
definitely.
Iron Man suits, isn't he? He comes,
But-
he limps out. He's a self-aware version of Jarvis.
Yeah.
Who
I
is
don't
evil?
know. We'll see.
Yeah,
We don't
who
know.
knows?
It would be
It's all
interesting
speculation.
It would be interesting if this is the intro to Ant-Man,
Yeah,
because they are making Ant-Man, and it is the next film.
yeah. But
But
Captain America 3 is going to
Yeah.
star Tony Stark. as well as Captain America, and it's going to lead into Civil War.
Yeah.
So the next Avengers film will be Avengers Disassembled, because that was a comic series.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So is that what they're going to call it?
So what happens is that Tony Stark sets up a thing with the government in which all superpowered humans have to register.
Yeah.
Captain America doesn't like that.
Yeah.
And they go to
X-Men,
war.
didn't it?
Avengers versus X-Men also comes into it as well.
But isn't that what started the X-Men, the massive war?
Yeah,
in X-Men, because they had to register. So
something like that. Yeah,
part of the same
it's
thing?
that. Yeah, they're pulling from the same set of stories basically, because obviously X-Men isn't Marvel, it's Fox.
For how long?
Well, hopefully they give all the characters back to Marvel and we get to see all of them on screen.
Have you heard what they're doing?
Yeah, I've heard rumours.
Yeah, they are stopping. What comic are they stopping first?
Fantastic Four.
They're stopping Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so that the comic sales don't. They hamper the film.
Right,
which I think is a bit
and they're
shitty.
rumoured to be doing it for X-Men next.
Yeah.
Stopping the X-Men comics.
Yeah.
Because they're just doing Death of Wolverine at the minute, aren't they?
Yes, they are, yeah. But the thing is, they've been happy all these years when they didn't own the characters.
But they're
when
doing
the
Civil
films
War, so they need the characters.
Yeah, I know, yeah. It's a bit of a shitty move. But when you've got two companies like Marvel and Disney, how are you going to survive against them? Fox have to give them back because Disney will just shower them with money, surely.
But you'd think if they needed the characters that badly, Disney and Marvel could just go, here is $1 gazillion.
Yeah.
Give us the license.
Yeah, just give it us.
I'd
love
would
to
just
see
make
them
up any amount of money.
I'd love to see them bring Wolverine and Spider-Man into the Avengers.
Oh, it would be so good.
Yeah,
because Marvel
in
would
the
do it
proper
right.
in the proper uniforms as well for the X-Men, not the
black leather.
Yeah, although that did happen but only because of the films. I think there was a bit of a weird crossover when the films came out.
Because the films were more popular than the comics at the time. The comics started copying the films, and now you've got the comics are just gaining. So,
yeah. I'd like to see Wolverine in the yellow outfit.
Yeah, he almost was.
Almost. Except it was deleted. Yeah, I know.
Well, not in it. He had.
No, he got given he got given the suit in a box.
Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
It was.
If that
should
had
have
happened
left it
in the film, everyone
should
would
have left it in
wet
there.
themselves.
Yeah. But Fox aren't that brave. Also, Dave he's also down from Cornwall, isn't he, Dave?
Yeah, you did say.
Did I already say it in this episode? Though?
Yes.
Okay, good. I pay attention to myself. He's been watching Gotham. Have you seen Gotham?
No. I don't know if I'm interested.
No. I watched the pilot and it was fine.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of...
I haven't watched... I forgot the second one was on.
Right.
About Selena Kyle. So that kind of tells you something, I think.
Yeah. Kind of like how I am with Doctor Who at the minute.
Right.
I'm behind by 2 episodes now.
Because you're not feeling it.
The last one I watched was Mummy on the Orient Express, which was actually really good. It was fun.
Yeah.
But it's not...
Dave is a DC fan,
yes.
So he's gonna sit it out and see what happens. I think it's interesting. I would like to watch it, but
it's not one of those ones. I'm a Batman fan, as are you, and it's not one of those. It's a fan. I like Batman.
Yeah,
it's not one of those. I'm not. And it's not about Batman, is it?
No, that's the problem, isn't it? And a lot of the villains should have come out after Batman is a character.
Selena Kyle shouldn't be there.
No.
Acting like a cat.
No.
Well, she became Catwoman after she died, and then cats licked her and brought her
back
to life,
exactly. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, that's when she became a cat.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they shouldn't be there.
No.
And they've changed the Riddler's name, have they?
It is
Enigma now.
Well, yeah, but Edward Nigma.
Is it? I thought they changed.
Wasn't it?
I don't know. That's not saying I'm not that into it. But like I say, I'm going to try again. It's not one of those ones I'm eager to watch, and I'm not like, I've got to watch that next. I'm still watching Orange is the New Black. I'm okay with that.
Right,
I've started watching Arrow and thought Liz would like this. Stopped watching Arrow.
Right.
I've had this conversation with Robbie over direct messages on Twitter or Facebook because he contacted us because we're Nerd Church's PR people now.
Yeah, that's true. So good point.
He contacted us about that. So, But yeah, I had a conversation with him about it, and there's a lot of stuff I want to watch before Gotham even shows up on my radar. Also, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has now started again.
Yes, did you watch it?
The first episode, yes, and I liked it.
It was really good.
That twist at
the
the
absorbing
end,
man is amazing.
and the twist at the end was really good.
Yeah.
And it was like, fucking yes.
Yeah, it was all a bit
and
Sixth
all the
Sense,
new people are
wasn't it?
good. The new English man, really funny.
Yeah, he's quite cool.
So, yeah.
I just like the fact they've got a proper villain in it this time, the Absorbing Man.
Yes.
The only thing he's ever been in, I think, was the Ang Lee Hulk movie, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I believe so.
That's kind of like,
but
behind
that's
the
one of the
black
ones
wall.
that I don't think I've ever seen it the whole way through. I'm not fussed. But yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
I
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
think it's going to
yes.
be much stronger this year than last year.
And like I said, explained to Liz, it's going to be the lead up to Age of Ultron, I reckon.
Yeah.
It's going to lead into it. So if you're watching S.H.I.E.L.D., Age of Ultron will have that extra thing. The same way that Winter Soldier helped feed
Helped
into
S.H.I.E.L.D.
S.H.I.E.L.D. I think the S.H.I.E.L.D. will feed into Age of Ultron.
I think you're probably right.
Because you've got the reassembling of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's happening in the TV series.
Yeah.
And at the end of Winter Soldier, S.H.I.E.L.D.
And Nick Fury's going to be in the second Avengers film.
Yes.
He's in the trailer, so he's got to come back at some point.
Probably in
He's
S.H.I.E.L.D.
going to appoint Coulson as head of S.H.I.E.L.D., surely.
Yes.
Coulson might come back.
So
good.
good.
Yeah.
Marvel are just doing everything.
They are.
Right.
They are.
I feel so sorry for DC.
They've got a big mountain to climb, haven't
Yeah.
they? I think that's it for the. It's half an hour of correspondence this week.
Fuck me.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying Robbie got in touch with us because, of course, we are now Nerd Church's PR people.
Yes.
What did he have? We've got to relay the message now. Do you remember
Miles.
what the? Oh, you've already relayed the
I
message.
relayed
to
it
the
to
church,
Miles.
have
I
you?
will try and find it. And it was basically that they had convinced him to watch something.
What we can't remember.
No, because I wasn't expecting to come up.
Sorry.
That's fine.
It's just that on Nerd Church's latest episode, they basically told us.
Last
Was it?
week's the latest.
Oh
the new
yeah,
one came
sorry,
out
yeah,
Friday.
you're right.
Really good.
I haven't
by
got
the way.
round to it yet.
Really
That's
good.
why. Okay.
For science paper, really good.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you tweet that out. Yeah, they said that all their correspondence now has to come through us. So
Yes. Right. So Bobby P, sent an email to say that the Nerd Church did a good job of convincing him to watch Arrow and Flash. So
there you go.
Well
You've
done.
convinced Robbie. Well done, Nerd Church.
yes, and that's
And,
our job's done.
We'll take
for this
a
week.
10% commission on that message.
What's that like?
Oh no, wait, that's
What's
free.
that like a
isn't it?
P or an?
Yeah,
Or an
no,
F,
let's not.
some of the characters from the message.
Yeah, we'll
10% of the letters.
we'll have the word is. I don't know. Fuck. Lots of people have been giving us stuff to talk about for ages, including Joe and Megan and Robbie. Lots of people have been giving us stuff to talk about, including, of course, Dave, who we have talked about.
Yeah,
S.H.I.E.L.D.
he's been
and,
sending us a lot of infographic
yes,
things as well, which
yeah.
is quite funny.
I think Dave at Wilbro Jr 36 JNR that is. He's got the measure of us. I think
Yeah.
he knows what we're about.
Yeah.
So he's sending us all good stuff, and I like talking about it. We will get round to talking about the stuff that people have been sending in at some point in the very near future.
Yeah.
There's been so much going on at the moment. We just need to kind of catch up. There's been, negotiations with people going on at the
Overtime.
moment, and it's overtime at work.
I have not seen any news. There could have been a massive thing that's happened, and I haven't seen.
There could have
anything.
been a zombie apocalypse, and I wouldn't have known.
No. Well, no. You said
No,
last week that
maybe.
you would have been one of the first to go.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So you wouldn't know.
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
just-
precisely.
you'd
So
be a
there
zombie.
obviously
Are you a
wasn't
zombie?
one.
Oh, okay, good. You're one of those intelligent zombies.
As it is the end of October,
Yeah.
we should probably talk about scary things.
Yeah, I had this fight with myself. Should we talk about it this week because it's the last one before Halloween? But it's further away than our next episode is from Halloween.
Yeah.
But then that's after Halloween.
Yeah.
So
And again, with the uncertainty of things going on at the moment,
yeah,
we may not be able to get to talk about it next week.
yeah. So we'll do it this week.
Yeah. Our friends over at S.H.I.E.L.D. in Transit, they tweeted out a buzz list.
And Tom.
Yeah, that's the
right.
one. They were in last week. How can we? 2-3 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago, yeah.
How can we have forgotten their names
Sorry,
already?
guys.
Sorry, guys. But they said that we could use this list on the show.
That was very kind of them.
Which I thought was kind because they're not getting around to another episode
For a while.
For a while, by the sounds of things.
You've got to get Irish permission first. There's a quick shit for them to decipher.
It's true.
Where did
But it
that
was
start?
basically, it was a list of 21 Wikipedia pages that will make it impossible for you to sleep at night. And some of them are really interesting. Some of them are complete and utter bobbins.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Bobbins.
I don't get the scaphism one. The worst way to die when the victim is trapped between two boats, force-fed milk and honey, and covered in ants and insects to be eaten alive. I
don't get the trapped in between a boat. I've heard about people being covered in sticky
so
sweet
have I.
substances laid out
In a
tied
desert
up,
or something like
and
that.
then
on
they
a
get eaten
beach,
alive. But I don't
not
get the
between
boat.
boats. I didn't really read into that because I thought equally there was a cat meme on it.
Yeah.
And, so I don't know whether you want to
Yeah, I mean,
start it off.
I've got one kind of creepy one bobbins and one interesting one that we both picked up on. So, I like the term bobbins, but this one
I'm bringing it back.
I'm going to talk about, because what's creepy? Something that you think of when you think creepy is twins.
Yes.
Twins are inherently creepy. Especially if they're children.
Yes.
Just staring dead at a camera. So
and not talking.
When looking through this list and I see a picture of two twins just looking at the camera with no emotion.
Come and play with us.
Yeah, I was just like, you got to read that. But these are June and Jennifer Gibbons, born 11th of April 1963. Citation needed. Because that might not be their birthday.
Sure,
They were identical twins who grew up in Wales. So they're quite close, known as the silent twins. Since they only communicated with their immediate family, they began writing works of fiction but turned to crime in a bid for recognition. Both women were committed to Broadmoor Hospital, where they were held for 14 years. Now, this is a weird one. It's not like supernaturally creepy. It's just a bit like these children are weird. Just weird children.
Just a bit strange.
Why were they silent? Basically, they are the daughters of two West Indian immigrants. As they were the only black children in the community, they were ostracised at school. So bullying started. So this proved traumatic for the twins, eventually causing their school administrator to dismiss them early each day so they might avoid bullying. Their language became even more idiosyncratic because they were using... They were inseparable in their particular high-speed patois, which is a French, or patois.
Patois.
Patois, this is French spelling. Then you've got the
anglicisation of it,
So patois, which is, it's like a language, but it's so. What's the best way to say it? It is a language, so like French, but they have their own certain words for things,
kind of like
they ship words, they jam words together. So instead of having like a 3-word sentence, they have a word which relays the same information.
Yeah.
And there is an example of it later on, which I will try and find at some point. But so they spoke English, but they spoke English with their West Indian sort of spin on the English language. So people couldn't understand them, and because they become ostracised, they started to speed it up. So they're like, fuck them, they don't need to understand us. We understand each other. We're going to speak faster. So they ended up, the language, or idioglossia, qualified as an example of cryptophasia, which crypto means like encoded, doesn't it?
Yes.
So it's sort of like they decided to block everyone out.
They created their own way of communicating because they were picked on, and they shut themselves in this little...
They became, and the weirdest thing is as well, it was exemplified by the twins' simultaneous actions. So they were like so in sync with each other that they started like talking together. And
people like us, because we finish each other's sentences.
Yeah,
people think that's quite adorable.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Nerd Church, I believe.
Oh, that was a while ago, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
But that's because we spend so much time talking.
Exactly.
So
we
know what each other's going to say. Eventually, the twins spoke to no one except each other and their younger sister Rose. So not even their parents.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it, which is weird. And when they turned 14, a succession of therapists tried unsuccessfully to get them to communicate with others. They were then sent to separate boarding schools in an attempt to break their isolation, but the pair became catatonic and entirely withdrawn when parted. So they could only function when they were together.
Yeah. See, it sounds like the makings of a horror story, doesn't it? That
Yeah, it's
there's something about twins that is a bit sinister.
it is it's or like the start of a Doctor Who episode where there's these weird twins who don't talk to each other and then something supernatural happens.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it doesn't with these two.
No,
because
it takes a bit of a weird twist. This one.
Yeah, well, they started when they were reunited. They spent a couple of years isolating themselves in their bedroom, engaged in elaborate play with dolls. Fucking twins playing with dolls.
Yeah,
dolls
again,
are creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they created many plays and stories in a sort of soap opera style, reading some of them aloud on tape. I want to hear those tapes.
I'm not sure I do.
I do. As a gift for their sister, inspired by a pair of gift diaries at Christmas in 1979, they began their writing careers. So they started writing stories. Oh, that's nice. Nice and creative. But the stories were a bit twisted, as you can imagine. In June's, one of the twins, June, her book Pepsi Cola Addict, the high school hero is seduced by a teacher, then sent away to a reformatory where her homosexual guard makes a play for him. Jennifer wrote a book called The Pugilist. A physician is so eager to save his child's life that he kills the family dog to obtain its heart for a transplant. Weird.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
So just twisted stories. And I imagine they were still fairly young. It doesn't give their ages at this time, unfortunately. Yeah. Or 1979, they were born in 63. So that's like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
They started writing.
These slightly strange...
Yeah,
tales.
I imagine they evolved into these tales.
Yeah.
They ended up in hospital, I believe... Oh, hang on. So the Broadmoor Hospital. The girls committed a number of crimes, including arson, which led to their being committed. So it's the cycle.
A psychiatric hospital.
Psychiatric hospital, thank you. I couldn't think of the politically correct term.
Asylum.
A high security mental health hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. See,
Right
keep
after
reading.
that bit, they remained there for 14 years, placed on high doses of antipsychotic medications. They found themselves unable to concentrate. Jennifer apparently developed tardive, a neurological disorder resulting in involuntary repetitive movements.
Right.
Weird. According to Wallace, the girls had a long agreement that if one died, the other must begin to speak and live a normal life.
Yeah, they created this kind of pact, didn't they?
Yeah, so if you die before me,
You
I've
have
got to start talking.
Yeah,
Then you've got to. Yeah, during their stay in hospital, when they began to believe it was necessary for one of the twins to die, necessary for one to die.
One of us has to die, so the other one.
And after much discussion, Jennifer agreed to be the sacrifice. So it's like they agreed, right, we've got to be normal now, and we can't be normal unless one of us dies. So they kind of convinced themselves, they brainwashed themselves to believe
basically
that one of them had to die and that one of them had to be sacrificed. And that's mad. But in March 1993, the twins were transferred from Broadmoor to the more open Caswell Clinic in Bridgend, Wales. On arrival, Jennifer could not be roused. She was taken to the hospital where she died soon after of acute myocarditis, a sudden inflammation of the heart. There was no evidence of drugs or poison in her system, and the death remains a mystery. On a visit a few days later, Wallace recounted that June was in a strange mood. She said, "I'm free at last, liberated, and at last Jennifer has given up her life for me." So she died when they were transferred, and there's no evidence of foul play. There's no reason for her to die. She died.
She just
after making that pact.
She just stopped.
She
living.
died.
Yeah, she gave up. It's weird.
That's the weird part of it. All of it is unfortunate psychological disorders, and it's understandable because they were ostracised, and they started writing weird fiction, which is understandable because they were ostracised.
Yeah.
So their minds
They're gonna have
goes
a different
weird
way
and they
of
separate themselves from everyone. But at the point that one of them agrees, yes, okay, I will die for you, so you can live a normal life, and then she dies.
Makes me shiver.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's not normal.
The weird thing is, I've been reading up on hexes and
Okay.
witch doctors putting hexes on people, and people just dying because they believe they've been hexed, and it's all to do with believing. It's the mind actually causes you to die.
Mind over matter. And
it's really strange. If you believe you're going to die on a certain date at a certain time, and you believe that.
And it is that weird thing as well with people who have terminal illnesses. Occasionally they live, and the ones that live seem to be the more positive ones who feel more positively about it.
Yeah.
like, I don't want to say it's true because it's unfair and a lot of people would disagree with it, but there are a lot of cases where people have willed themselves to live. Or it seems that they have willed themselves to live.
Yeah,
obviously,
I know what you mean.
There's a job for Ant and Tom.
Yes, I think so.
It's one of those things. Is it true? Is it not? Who knows?
Who knows? But this definitely did happen.
This girl died. Yeah, and just because there was no evidence and it was back then, so what did they have all the tests necessary?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's not that long ago.
Or did she just have a heart condition that was never picked up on? And when she reached a
Precisely.
certain age,
Yeah,
after
yeah.
a certain amount of
Yeah.
heartbeats, it decided...
You never know, do you? Yeah.
There's the skeptic's view. The other view is, oh my God, that's fucking creepy.
Strange. Yeah, the one that I found from a real life perspective was a Frenchman called Tarare.
Yeah.
Tarare.
I don't know
No, okay.
that. Sorry.
Yeah, he was a French showman and soldier, and he had very strange eating habits. He used to eat vast amount of food. He was constantly hungry. His parents couldn't provide for him, and he was turned out of the home when he was in his teens. Because he ate them out of house and home, quite literally. He was born in 1772, roughly.
Yeah.
So you're talking, 1700s. He travelled France in the company of a band of thieves and prostitutes before becoming the warm-up act to a travelling charlatan. He would swallow corks, stones, live animals, and whole basketfuls of apples.
Live animals.
He then took this act to Paris, where he worked as a street performer. He joined the French Revolutionary Army, and military rations were unable to satisfy his appetite. He would eat any available food from gutters and refuse heaps. But his condition still deteriorated through hunger. Suffering from exhaustion, he was hospitalized and became the subject of a series of medical experiments to test his eating capacity, in which, among other things, he ate a meal intended for 15 people in a single sitting.
That's messed up.
Ate live cats, snakes, lizards, and puppies. And swallowed an eel whole without chewing.
That just makes you...
Despite his unusual diet, he was of normal size and appearance and showed no signs of mental illness other than what was described as an apathetic temperament. General Alexandre de Bourgonnes
Well done.
decided to put Tarare's abilities to use, and he was employed as a courier by the French army with the intention that he would swallow documents, pass through enemy lines and recover them from his stool once safely at his destination. Unfortunately for Tarare, he could not speak German, and on his first mission was captured by Prussian forces, severely beaten and underwent a mock execution before being returned to French lines. Chastened by this experience, he agreed to submit to any procedure that would cure his appetite and was treated with laudanum, tobacco pills, wine vinegar and soft-boiled eggs. The procedures failed, and doctors could not keep him on a controlled diet. He would sneak out of the hospital to scavenge for offal in gutters, rubbish heaps and outside butchers' shops.
Nice.
He attempted to drink the blood of other patients in the hospital and to eat the corpses in the hospital morgue. After falling under suspicion of eating a toddler, he was ejected from the hospital. He reappeared 4 years later in Versailles, suffering from severe tuberculosis, and died shortly afterwards following a lengthy bout of exudative diarrhea.
That doesn't surprise me that last.
I mean, wow.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, never being able to satisfy your hunger, though?
It must be awful, mustn't it? But to be
what
able
drives
to...
you to eat people and live animals?
Well, this is it. I mean, he became kind of a circus freak show, didn't he, I suppose?
Yeah.
But yeah, they reckon he was of average height. At the age of 17, he weighed only 100 pounds.
It must have been...
He must have just...
bombs everywhere.
Yeah, you can only imagine, can't you, eating live animals? What kind of...
excrement.
He was described as having unusually soft hair and an abnormally wide mouth.
Probably all the oils from fucking live animals.
In which his teeth were heavily stained and on which the lips were almost invisible. When he had not eaten, his skin would hang so loosely that he could wrap the fold of skin from his abdomen around his waist. And when full, his abdomen would distend like a huge balloon. The skin of his cheeks was wrinkled and hung loosely, and when stretched out, he could hold 12 eggs or apples in his mouth.
Jeez, that's probably...
His body was hot to the touch, and he sweated heavily and constantly suffered from foul body odour.
That would be because his body is working overtime to burn off all these calories.
Yeah, I mean, he must have had, like, the highest metabolism of anyone in history.
It must have been like lightning.
Oh, it's horrible. He was described as stinking to such a degree that he could not be endured within the distance of 20 paces.
He farts with every step.
This smell would get noticeably worse after he had eaten. His eyes and cheeks would become bloodshot, a visible vapour would rise from his body, and he would become lethargic, during which time he would belch noisily and his jaws would make swallowing motions. He suffered from chronic diarrhoea, which he was said to be fetid beyond all conception. Despite his large intake of food, he did not appear to either to vomit excessively or to gain weight. Aside from his eating,
he was shitting all the time.
Yeah, constantly, and it seems to be going out through his skin as well, through his pores. Aside from his eating habits, his contemporaries saw no apparent signs of mental illness or unusual behaviour in him,
other than eating everything in sight.
Yeah. The cause of Terrari's behaviour is not known. While there are other documented cases of similar behaviour from the period, none of the subjects other than Terrari were autopsied, and there have never been any modern documented cases resembling Terrari. So he was pretty much a one-off, really. I'm just seeing if they've got anything on his autopsy. Yeah, so after he died from exudative diarrhea.
Yeah, tuberculosis, wasn't
it? Yeah. The corpse rotted quickly, and the surgeons of the hospital refused to dissect it.
Not surprised.
However, people wanted to find out how Terrari differed from the norm internally, and was also curious as to whether the gold fork was actually lodged inside him. What gold fork? Apparently he had swallowed a gold fork 2 years earlier, which he believed was lodged inside him, causing his tuberculosis. Terrari's gullet was found to be abnormally wide, and when his jaws were opened, surgeons could see down a broad canal into the stomach. So you could see right down into his stomach. His body was found to be filled with pus. His liver and gallbladder were abnormally large, and his stomach was enormous, covered in ulcers, and filled most of his abdominal cavity.
Oh my God, he must have been in pain.
The fork was never found. I mean, that's a living freak, isn't it?
You'd imagine that all of these things, like his large gullet or whatever, like all of these
enlarging parts,
internal organs were just from as he was. He probably wouldn't have been like that, but because he kept eating, it just stretched over time.
Yeah. But the fact that his stomach took up most of his abdominal cavity as well. It's just, oh man, it just caught my imagination. I've never heard of anything like that, and
there's a film in that.
There must be, surely.
The man who ate everything.
But yeah, just odd. Very strange. Yeah. And kind of, when you think about it, if you're witnessing this person eating like this, how weird you would feel. How freaked out you would be at seeing
him swallow things whole without chewing.
Yeah, like a whole eel, or a cat, or a toddler.
A toddler. Was that when they said about the toddler? That was a toddler's corpse, wasn't it?
It didn't say.
It probably would have been, I should think.
I
would hope. I'd definitely hope. Sorry, it wasn't my God.
It's okay. Yeah, so...
I'll tell you one of these ones that actually caught my imagination. I don't want to read
he fell under suspicion of eating a toddler. It doesn't say whether they were alive, because he said that he ate corpses.
He was in hospital at the time.
Yeah.
He was eating corpses after he fell under suspicion. Like, it kind of follows after the corpse, doesn't it?
That's a full stop there.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but it follows that sentence. It's in the same paragraph, so is he still in hospital? Was it the corpse?
Yeah, but would it not be the corpse of a toddler?
You would have thought.
That's what... There's a distinction there, isn't there? There's corpses that he definitely did eat.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And then he fell under suspicion of eating a toddler, but not the corpse of a toddler.
Either way,
whatever, like it's fucking weird.
This one quickly, number 16, that I read the description of, and I have heard of it before, and I don't want to read anymore because it is a terrifying thing, and I've kind of experienced it.
Yeah.
But locked-in syndrome.
Yeah.
Which is a condition in which the patient is aware but cannot move or communicate verbally due to complete paralysis of nearly all voluntary muscles in the body, except for the eyes.
Yeah.
Being trapped in your own body.
It's effectively what Stephen Hawking has.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Yes, I suppose it is, isn't it? And the patient in Metallica's One video.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, I've had that where I had sleep paralysis one morning, where I woke up
and couldn't move.
My body didn't wake up,
yeah.
and I was experiencing all the things from my dream, which made it even worse because you could hear noises but not see what it was.
Yeah,
and you couldn't scream. And
another one of our friends' mums suffered with sleep paralysis and night terrors. Was it your mum?
My mum has sleep paralysis but not night terrors.
Oh right, I thought it was John Cobbing's.
Oh, she might do.
She might.
But yeah, my mum suffers from sleep paralysis, or did. Yeah. Did you hear about the one the coffin birth?
Yeah.
Essentially,
I read the description of that and decided not to read anymore.
It is essentially what it's called when the gases inside a deceased pregnant woman cause a post-mortem coffin birth, pushing the dead fetus inside out.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I didn't want to read any more of that one.
And then there's the theoretical euthanasia coaster, the roller coaster that's been designed to kill people.
To kill people in a euphoric...
Yeah, so
blaze
you're
of glory.
it, but it will kill you because of the forces applied to your body.
Yeah. It's basically like Real Life Roller Coaster Tycoon, which I quite liked from the article.
Yeah. That's a scary thought.
Cotard delusion, which is believing that you're a mental illness in which you believe that you don't exist.
Yeah,
and
that's the one that
are either dead or immortal.
Yeah, because if you don't exist, then you can't die.
Yeah.
If you're dead, then you can't die. And in some cases, I believe it's like a person believes one of their limbs doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So like you could be walking around fully limbed, you've got all your normal limbs, but you believe that, I haven't got a left arm.
Exactly. It's just...
I genuinely don't have a left arm, that's it. I haven't got a left arm. You should have, I can
it's
see
not
it.
there.
No, it's not there.
Yeah.
That would be weird, wouldn't it?
Very strange.
Surreal,
very strange
but kind
indeed.
of, if you've come to terms with the fact that you're dead,
then you must feel quite a lot of peace, mustn't you?
Yeah, it must be peaceful.
Yeah.
It's a condition that I do and don't want in equal
to experience.
amounts.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It would be interesting
nice not to worry about anything.
Yeah.
But then you're very lethargic and you're very dismissive, apathetic of everything.
Yeah.
I don't need.
Because nothing
why do
matters.
I need a job?
I'm not alive.
Yeah, I'm not alive. Why do I need a job?
Yeah.
Well, now you're homeless. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because
I don't exist.
I'm not here. It's not. I'm not real, so it doesn't matter.
That's fucked up, isn't it? Do you want to do a noisy one?
Let's do I've got a noisy one.
You've got a noisy one.
If you want to do my one quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I
played it to you. It's debunked in the article, so
yeah,
it's just very odd. It's more of a conversation about what you would do in this situation. So over quite a few years, I believe it is, there's been a lot of reports of a weird noise. So this says it started in 2011. They're called sky noises in speech marks, you know.
Yeah.
And they're anomalous sounds that appear to be emitting from above and do not sound like your everyday planes, trains, or automobiles. Is that John Candy?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Good film, that.
So it's weird noises that people hear, low humming noises or loud noises, just always humming noises, kind of metallic in sound. So it's not somebody drilling, it's not rocks falling or anything like that. There's this one that was from Kiev in August 2011, I believe.
Now this is being filmed from someone's window out across the city of Kiev.
Balcony, or
and you can hear the background noises there, and then all of a sudden.
And it goes on for like 12 minutes, this video. And it is, like we say, and the thing is, you can hear just from the sound of it, it is echoing everywhere. Yeah. It's not just like down in the street or it's not behind your house. No. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And it is metallic in nature, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds almost like someone rubbing two chimes, massive girders or something together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's kind of musical.
Yeah, it's got a kind of tubular bells kind of sound to it.
And you haven't seen Red State, but it kind of sounds like in Red State, where it's the sounds of trumpets.
Right.
Like
Okay.
It might spoil it for you, but it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Or in District 9, does the
Yeah.
ship make a big bellowing noise?
Yeah, something
and Independence
like that.
Day,
Independence
you've got a big
Day,
bellowing noise.
Lost, the smoke monster makes that kind of sound,
Yeah,
doesn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it's this huge noise that is just emitted everywhere across the city, and it's kind of creepy. If, like you said earlier, if I heard that would
It
be
would
it.
creep me the fuck out.
It's just a bit messed up. Now that one is, like we say, that's in Kiev. So, fine, there's a one-off.
Yeah.
But then I've already said it happens quite a lot of places, haven't I? So it's not a one-off at all.
No.
Now this one is a mystery hum. Listen to the spooky sound that baffled scientists for 40 years after new claims it is now recorded on camera. So this happened a while ago, apparently, a long time ago.
Yeah,
No,
well,
but-
it's been happening for 40 years, I
Yeah.
believe, but this has been finally caught on camera.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's saying. It's the Daily Mirror. They don't do good headlines.
British Columbia, Canada. Now,
Yeah.
apparently it's been reported in Kent as well.
Scan BC.
Scan BC's.
Scott. They
Now
don't do
this is
that.
going to have another Nissan advert.
Oh, good. So we'll talk
turn
over
that
the
down.
advert.
So,
we don't want to advertise.
I'll read the article for you just to explain a bit more.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
a strange mystery humming noise coming from the sky has spooked a small town in Canada. For decades, thousands of people across the world, including the UK, have been plagued by a drone-sounding noise known as the hum. Almost like the bloop.
Yeah.
Now, one woman claims she has captured the eerie noises on film. Kimberly Woolley of Terrace, BC, Scott, was woken by a deep rumbling sound that could be heard across the town. Here we go. Now this one's more high pitched.
Yeah.
This is like the noises in a horror film.
Really is, isn't it? Or like a Godzilla style.
So,
It's
yeah,
kind of
just-
ripping.
Metal
Yeah.
ripping buildings apart. It's
Yeah.
metal. So it is like one of those things you could recreate the sound, but this is loud. This is echoing off the mountains.
Yeah.
So the droning sound echoed off the mountains that surrounded Terrace for several minutes, prompting the whole town to ponder over the strange sound. Wild speculation for what caused the noise have been flying around the web, but one city spokesperson has a simpler explanation.
What's the simpler explanation?
Alicia Thompson claims it was a city worker grinding down a blade on a grader. What's a grader? That's what I meant to look up.
Okay.
But yeah, the grader blade needed to be straightened, kind of gets ground down, and it makes a very strange noise. It's as simple as that.
Right.
So that's a tool. Apparently it's a tool. I imagine it's an industrial scale, like drilling tool.
Yeah, I can only imagine so. Let's have a look.
I'll just put grader. That's going to bring up so many different things, isn't it? Oh, sounds like it's... here we go. Oh, I see. But no, we don't have them in the UK, really, do we? It's basically, I believe it is a tool. It's a machine that flattens out. Like a snowplow, but it
Yeah.
digs into the ground and drags stuff
I
up.
see.
I don't see how something that size...
Can make that noise.
But then sound works in a really weird way, doesn't
Especially if you're in an open area with lots of mountains about that it can bounce off. And in Kiev, there were a lot of very high buildings there.
it? Yeah. So if it's vibrating, it's the same as just running your wet finger around the edge of a glass.
Yeah, it
Makes
does
quite a
magnify
loud
it.
sound
Yeah,
for
you're
the
right.
small. So yeah, it's possible. But that's what they say. It's grinding tools to sharpen the blades up again. But it's a fucking weird sound.
Yeah.
And it's happening all over the world, and it is a tool that you would get all over the world
Yeah,
to dig
true.
up.
So I wonder where around. I've never heard something like that.
No,
around here.
I imagine it would depend on whether you live near a plant,
quarry
a
or
plant
something like
hire
that.
place,
Yeah,
or a
yeah,
quarry. Yeah, I think
yeah.
one of the articles said something about a quarry. It
Yeah.
happens near quarries,
Yeah.
but it's just a horrible
Now
sound.
I did
It's a cool
hear
sound.
a few weeks back almost like a jet engine
Oh, really?
or something really late at night, like 2 or 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
and it hovered. And it was
So it's
weird.
not like it
was
didn't pass overhead.
no,
it kind of stopped.
it stopped and it hovered for ages, and I'm talking like maybe 20 minutes,
Yeah.
a long time, and then it disappeared. But it was really loud, And I looked online the next day, couldn't find anything about it. And then later, someone from Maidstone said they'd heard it as well. And I entered into a conversation with them about it. And of course, you had those people going like, "Oh, it must be aliens, wankers."
Yeah, because aliens would make that much noise.
Yeah, but equally, they were taking the piss.
Yeah,
and it's like, no, it wasn't. We don't think it sounded like a UFO. It sounded like a Harrier, but it
like a
can't have
jet,
been a Harrier because there aren't any stationed around here. It doesn't make sense why it would do that at that time of night. It was just weird. It was odd. But like I say...
odd timing.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, we've got army bases around us. You've got... Is it the Army College up the road? Or is it an army base up the road?
Yeah, it's army rather than Air Force, though.
But you've got the airfield just up the road as well.
Yeah, there is an airfield up there.
So if you have got a Harrier...
Yeah.
You know, the Harriers are the ones that can take off vertically,
VTOL,
aren't they?
yeah, vertical takeoff and landing.
So if it made a stop...
Possibly,
for some reason, why would it?
Exactly, it's all very strange.
It could have made a stop up at the airfield.
Yeah,
and you heard it just taking off.
Who
you don't
knows?
know the army.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're doing.
No,
Interesting.
But it was an odd sound at a weird time of night. But it wasn't that. Like if it had been that at night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I think I'd have terrified.
And they're definitely not grinding down a grader at that time of the night.
No, precisely.
But yeah, it's odd noises are scary.
Yes. Now I've got a strange one, and I don't know whether we've noises are scary.
How weird.
I don't know whether we've covered this last year actually, or whether we stayed away from it because other podcasts had dealt with it.
You know, we didn't talk about this one, but this is very, very well known.
But
it's
kind of
worth talking about.
Yeah, because
some people might not know.
Exactly, and this is it. I hope that the sound is not going to deafen people when it comes on.
Down a bit.
Now this is a broadcast from something called UVB 76.
Yeah.
Also known as the Buzzer. It's a nickname given by radio listeners to a shortwave radio station that broadcasts on a certain frequency. This one being 4,625 kilohertz.
If you want to listen to it.
It's effectively, we're not sure. I don't know whether it's a numbers station or not.
I think it is.
Because
this is one of the number stations, I believe. If it's the same one I was looking at.
Yeah, because a numbers station basically was something used during the Cold War to transmit messages in code.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. It does this 25 times a minute for 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And occasionally, very, very rarely, it gets interrupted by a voice in Russian.
I think it's happened 3 times.
3 times since the late 70s. At some point, this someone has said that it's late 70s. This particular YouTube clip says that it's been broadcasting since about 1987.
Yeah.
And this happens once every hour, and it freaks me out.
That just put me on edge. I knew it was coming, and I was like, anticipating it.
There's something about that.
It's not inherently. Well, it is scary, isn't it?
Because it's an odd tone.
But it's not logical to be scared of.
No, but there's something creepy about the change in tone from very on-off to droning and up and down.
It does give you shivers. It's weird.
It freaks me out slightly. So very occasionally since 1987 it's been interrupted with garbled, distorted, coded messages and then resumed broadcasting this buzz.
And I think the UVB 76 is something that is said
in
the message. I looked at it, I closed all my apps because and then it goes back to that.
Yeah.
And the change back is kind of weird as well.
Yeah.
Can I turn it off?
Yeah, you can go for it.
Thank
you. Very strange, isn't it?
But so the voice only says something, a really short message, and it's always the same.
Yeah, it's UZB 76 Cyrillic.
Oh, okay.
And that the Cyrillic letter ZE has been misheard as VE, which sounds like a B.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So UVB 76 is how it's become known because it should be
UZB.
Yeah.
UZB.
Yeah. Voice messages that have been heard on it. December 24th, 1997.
Oh, they are different.
Yeah, they are different. You've got
shit.
YAUVB 76, YAUVB 76, 18008, Bromal 74279914, Boris, Roman, Olga, Mikhail, Anna, Larissa 74279914.
Yeah.
And then it would go back to the beeping.
Yeah, and that was
in 1997. There was another one in 2002. There was a much longer one in 2006. You got one in 2010. But it's basically a set of letters and numbers followed by a couple of names.
but once in like 5, 10, 15
Yeah.
every. Oh.
Who's listening to that? What is it for? What do
just
those
really weird, isn't
what
it?
do those codes line up with in 97, 2002 and 2006?
Do you think it's a code? The first one is a code. It's like, I will give you your next message on this date.
Yeah.
You tune in on the next date.
You-
I will give
quite
you your next
possibly,
message on
yeah,
this date.
who knows?
But the message isn't anything. The
No.
message is just you will receive another message.
Yeah, because this was another thing that links back to Lost, is that there was a numbers station in Lost
Oh, really?
that records things, and there had to be a person there pressing a button to reset it.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah. Or else the world would end.
Yeah.
And then actually it did. Yeah. Except it didn't, because, you know. But yeah, weird. Very strange.
Yeah, number stations are weird. Something to look up.
Yeah, look up some number stations, because they are, and see how long you can listen to it before you go completely insane.
Oh.
Or have, you know, maybe you get the random will to start assassinating world leaders
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Subliminal messaging.
Who knows? Maybe what I just read out was a code as well. Maybe that'll get picked up by someone somewhere.
Who knows?
All strange. No one knows where it comes from either. They just know it's in Russia somewhere.
Yeah. And the fact it comes from Russia.
Yeah, there's something a bit strange about that. But there's two other stations called the Pip and the Squeaky Wheel, because this one's called the Buzzer because it buzzes.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what kind of noises they make.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, just weird. And creepy. Not scary, just creepy.
Just not
That's the
normal.
thing.
What
yeah,
are they?
it's out
Why
of
are
the
they there?
ordinary. Yeah, like I say, this has to be something to do with spies.
Yeah.
But why would it still be transmitting now?
Unless they're still spies.
Well, yeah. Obviously, there are still spies, and it's
Well-
not to do with the Cold War, perhaps so much. Although saying that, Russia at the moment. Who knows?
We always leave with a message of like, be careful, kids.
Yeah.
But
But
no ghosts or anything.
no ghosts this
These are all-
year. Like I say, we might do something extra next week. It just depends how things pan out,
Yeah.
because things are all up in the air at the moment.
Yeah.
But thank you all very much for your continued
Yes.
messages
we will be back
and
next week.
everything. We will be back next
In
week.
some form or another.
Yep.
But don't forget Wednesday.
Wednesday is
Normal
when the video goes up for this episode.
Friday is when the special episode goes
Yeah,
up. for
so
Halloween.
keep your eyes peeled to the YouTube channel and all the
Get
Facebooks
subscribed.
and Twitters and things like that.
Yes.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, of course.
So you get it.
Um,
Get email updates from us.
Let
for
us
YouTube,
know.
So you know when they go up.
Let us know what you think of it. Let us
Yeah.
know if your reaction was roughly the same as ours.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't.
There's the t-shirts. Don't forget the t-shirt
Yes.
if you really want to support us. And rather than not getting anything for your support, you actually get something out of it.
Yeah, you
a
get
t-shirt
something out of it to wear. It will
Yes.
keep you warm in these long
it's an
winter
extra
months. Yeah.
for your cold weather.
Yeah. So that was creepy.
Yeah. It was a bit, wasn't it?
But I encourage you to go out and listen to these number stations. Have a look on Shipped High and Transit's Twitter feed. I don't think it's on the Facebook yet. I'm sure they'll post it to Facebook at some point soon.
Yeah, we'll let them know they haven't done it. And
Yeah.
They'll do it.
Yeah. And have a look through the list yourself. See which ones you are most scared of.
Yeah.
Let us know for next time. So until then, I've been Tom.
And I've been Ant.
Bye.
Bye.